All right, guys, Christmas season is in full swing. And right now, there's another special added to the biohackerytraining.com training packages, which is the transformation package as well as the competition package. You still get the free Christmas t-shirt. You still get the specialization plugin. But now, I had 2018, I want to do a lot more personable stuff as well as in-person appearances. Heading in that direction, what I want to do is something a little special for you guys for Christmas. From December 4th to the 25th, in addition to the other two items, you'll also get a free 20-minute Skype with me. And it's not necessarily something that has to be about your goals and stuff. It's just something for me to get to know you a little bit better and be a little more personable. And that's kind of the direction I'm heading in. And I want to do that special thing right now for you guys, all the biohackery training clients. I appreciate your support. Heading into 2018, I am pumped and looking forward to working with you guys. I'm BioS3 and I approve this message, and we are out. What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. Now, this one, before I even fucking get going, you see the look on my face, right? Because this is like inviting people to fuck with me, right? It absolutely is. I'm taking the word cardio, which I have been destroyed for, and I'm moving cardio to the side. We're eliminating the word cardio because we're going to talk about how to lose the fastest amount of fat in the shortest period of time and how that actually happens. Now, I've talked before, it's a 24-hour metabolism thing. It's not really about what you do in the gym. Okay, so if you burn 500 calories in the gym, you're not burning 500 calories of fat. So these motherfuckers on the stairmill and shit, I burn 400 calories. It's not 400 calories of fat. You're burning a combination of fat, proteins, carbs, and fat that you've taken in, not in sometimes even muscle tissue you're breaking down, not just fat. So depending on how much you train in a certain aerobic area, not cardio, aerobic area, depends on how much muscle you lose and how much body fat you lose. Now, there is two ends of the spectrum. There's high intensity interval cardio, okay? Well, again, you have to use cardio here. And there's slow, steady state, low intensity, steady state cardio. Those are the two ends of the spectrum. Now, the low intensity steady state, okay, is like barely moving. So you're not really accessing a whole lot. You're not giving your body a reason to actually access more or stimulate metabolism. Now, the high intensity interval cardio, that's something completely different. That is an anaerobic pathway. That includes the box jumps and the fucking plyos that people do. I do my cardio, box jumps. You realize that's a completely explosive anaerobic activity, right? Which means that you're not burning fat. You're not stimulating metabolism for fat. You may be burning, in a percentage-wise, let's throw some numbers out there, most of it is glycogen and phosphates. It's not body fat. And you're not stimulating your body to recover from that and keep burning fat afterwards. Your body's literally going to want to replace the glycogen and the phosphates that you've already used immediately after workout. Whereas someone that is in an aerobic state, not an anaerobic state, okay, post-exercise in an aerobic state, the post-exercise oxygen consumption is much higher if it's steady state cardio. Now, not low intensity steady state. That's two different things. Steady state for me, okay, means, you could have 180 beats per minute. If you maintain that for 20 minutes, guess what? That's steady state. High intensity interval is up and down every minute, half minute, whatever the fuck intervals you want to do, which I'm not saying it doesn't work, but I want optimal. I don't want this I want to do the shortest amount of time because I'm lazy as fuck and I don't want to put the work in. I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I mean? I don't want to see these people over there in the fucking elliptical pushing like a motherfucker and I burnt 500 calories. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. 500 calories, where did it come from? You don't know. But the studies actually back it up. So if you actually look into it and look up aerobic as opposed to cardio, because people hear cardio and they automatically go by cardiovascular system. They automatically think cardiovascular system, right? Well, if my heart's pumping and my pulse goes up and I'm sweating, I'm doing cardio. Therefore, if I'm doing Tabata or I'm doing fucking high intensity interval cardio, I'm doing cardio because it's called cardio on a piece of cardio equipment. That's why it doesn't mean that you're in an aerobic state. In the aerobic state, aerobic actually means with oxygen, right? Oxygen is the key to losing body fat. It's not how many calories you can burn. It's how much oxygen you can get in your body and how optimal you can use that oxygen to burn body fat post-workout and for the rest of the day. And, I kind of sit back and I'm like, I get it. Like calories in, calories out people, they're automatically going to go for, hey, I can do 10 minutes of high intensity interval training and burn 400 calories instead of doing the treadmill for 25 minutes and only burning 100 calories. This one's better. And those people plateau and they have to pull calories and they have to increase the fucking time and increase the intensity. And it's a fucking hellacious cycle time and time again that causes metabolic adaptation. Not metabolic damage because it can be undone, but it's metabolic adaptation, or you can call it metabolic damage. However, the steady state cardio puts you in an aerobic state. It does not tax your phosphates, glycogen system, none of that. It actually puts your body in a state that you're using oxygen, which is needed for you to do this exercise, as well as the oxygen is there to help mobilize body fat. And that will continue for 5, 6, 7 hours after you stop the aerobic training. Whereas the high intensity interval training, as soon as you stop doing what you're doing, your body's already burning, yes, it's burning fat. It's burning a minimal amount of fat, to be honest with you, but it's burning glycogen and the phosphates, and even breaking down muscle tissue if needed be to produce that type of energy and that type of burst. It's not the same thing. I've actually worked with athletes that are track athletes, and the explosive athletes have to eat a different way as well as train a different way than the long distance running athletes. It's completely different, and they rely on the phosphates and glycogen, more of the phosphates for explosive movements. But those glycogen based athletes, I got news for you, those exercises that you do, high intensity interval training, is using that glycogen. And the first thing your body does immediately, the second you stop that high intensity exercise that you need the phosphates and needs the glycogen, it's first thing it wants to do, period, hands down. It's not even worried about protein synthesis or any of that bullshit. It's worried about replacing the glycogen and the phosphates. It needs to do it because you're using those at a big clip while you're doing that. It's not the same as steady state cardio. It's completely different. And I know that there are studies, and this study, I get it, there's studies, but I'm telling you right now, what I've seen and time again, and I'm putting myself out there because last time I talked about cardio, people flipped their fucking wig. And here's what's interesting. Most people understood what I was saying. A lot of people just wanted to troll and be assholes, and to this day they still fuck with me, but most of them, including that person, still understood. And if the other ones had looked into it, they would understand a little different that anaerobic and explosive movements are two different things. Anaerobic and aerobic are two different things. Otherwise, you'd be able to go in the gym and do a bench press for like 3 hours and come out of the gym completely shredded, but you can't, right? Because the muscle works a different way, correct? That's why you can't get on there and do high intensity interval training for an hour. There's no fucking way you're going to do that at the rate that you need to do it for an hour to do what you think you're doing. You're going to have to wind, if you want to stay an hour on the treadmill, which is going to take oxygen, okay, instead of phosphates and glycogen, you're going to have to drop that intensity. And it's like anything else. It's like, if you're putting in too much of a high intensity, the body has a way of fighting back and not letting go of, let's say, fat, or not building muscle as fast. If you're training too hard, too intense, too often, too long, you won't build muscle. If you're pushing the cardio too hard, too intense, too often, and it's not aerobic and it's anaerobic, it won't lose fat as evenly either, or as quickly. So hopefully, this will help you steer you guys in a different direction. And I want you guys to really think. I want you guys, there's the ball busters out there, there's the people that make fun of it, there's people that troll. Hey, cool, knock yourself out. But this is real information that I want you guys to take. And Google's a fantastic thing. You can look through this stuff, look for the research, look for the other people talking about it, and really look into it. Not like what someone says, not what someone fucking at the gym told you because they fucking talked to someone. No, it's really there. And if you look it up, using an aerobic pathway is the fastest way to lose body fat, period, hands down. And using an anaerobic pathway is less effective. BioStrengthTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostrength.com's blog. It's the aerobic pathway is the right way, and we are out.